What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report for the Defenders versus Cabal. And I don't think I've seen such a big reversal of fortune in a game played between us in a long time.
No, that's been crazy, this game.
Yeah, like that game I felt was very much in your control right up to Ultron going down.
Yep.
And for some reason, like that was just a catalyst that just changed everything around. It was the hubris of no matter the cost.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, like I definitely felt like that was the turn I had to try it, and no, it didn't matter.
Because what was it? It was no matter the cost, you put 3 damage on yourself, and then because I managed to do a martial prowess,
You got to do 2 damage on me as well.
it was
so,
just
yeah.
2 damage as well, which was very much unexpected. So all of a sudden, Ultron was sitting at 5 out of 6 damage.
Yeah.
And then the hand ninjas are just like, all right, throwing a knife, right?
Yeah,
Like
it was not what I was expecting out of that attack, especially because I threw 8 dice at you, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll pull Electra off there, but
no, that was a wild thing. Because here's the thing: I think on paper, I did not deserve to win that game. I don't think on paper. I think when you took down Psylocke the way you did, the pairings that you had, I think you had an extremely strong position, and I got really lucky with a couple dice rolls, which kept me in the game there.
That's fair.
Because like looking at your team had an obnoxious amount of just control and throws and damage output. Like you had a lot of my team on the back foot by round 2.
Yeah,
which was rough, right?
And I felt like I had some good pressure on this side, so I was willing to hang back a little on this side, and that apparently didn't work out very well.
You had amazing pressure on this side.
Yeah.
Like it was incredible. Like when you look at the attacks that I had to go into both MODOK and Ultron, Psylocke with the energy katana was really the best option. The Impale if I could ever get in there, but you just kept telling Elektra, no, go take a walk.
Yeah.
Right? So I really wasn't able to get Elektra to do the thing that I wanted her to do.
Yeah, and honestly, like I had a lot of terrain throws and stuff over there that I was able to take advantage of and clear the air for me, right?
So, yes, I took a lot of terrain to the face in this game. Like Wong just kind of going down the way he did, like accidentally blowing up the drones. It's like, oh, and I dazed Psylocke that way as well. Like that was awful. That's probably, I think that one's probably chalked up to a misplay on my part. I probably should not have wagered on the drones surviving.
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, I got to say, like Wong actually came in strangely clutch, healing up some damage.
I always felt like Wong was keeping you in the game. He was like a healing factor.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yep. No, he was a discount healing factor. Deadpool showing up at the end of the game, man. Like,
I'm gonna say I wasn't disappointed in Deadpool's attacks at all. Like every attack he just kind of did a little bit.
Well, I'm not saying he didn't, but like that last attack into Red Skull, where she's like, "Yep, there's 8 successes," and.
Well, I'm also going to say, like, I may have had some bad experiences with your defense rolls on this side of the table. I threw, should I do 7 or 8 dice into Daredevil with okay, I get 0.
That also should not have happened. Daredevil had no business surviving that first attack. I think the math really kind of worked out in your favor there. Like there might have been a small, I do think the math still was in your favor there. But that was definitely unexpected. I was prepared to take Deadpool or Daredevil off the table as soon as that attack came in.
And really the math for me was like I should hedge to make sure I get Daredevil, and hopefully I can pop over here, blast Deadpool for the remainder of the damage, so that MODOK can try to mess around with Wong or something to make this a harder thing for you to score the last 4 points you needed. And
if you could have forced another round, you would have been in a interesting position. I don't know if Human Torch would have been in a place to really do a whole lot, but like MODOK moving once and then
and blasting Wong with either a whirlwind, Doomsday Chair or Sonic Blast. Like I think Wong would have had a tough time and may have been off on the astral plane for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. Like it was an interesting decision when you decided to bring MODOK over here. I understand it.
Yeah,
I agree with it for the most part.
Well, and I didn't want my showdown to be Elektra versus MODOK. I don't think MODOK has that quite as in the bag as I wished he would. But
at the same time, though, well, I guess Elektra never got put onto her injured side either.
No.
But that was odd how I was able to kind of keep her alive.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting, that reversal of fortune and whatnot. And unfortunately, missing the trigger for the grunts to come back on could have made a bit of a difference as well. I don't know how big of one,
It might have
but
blocked you up a little bit and changed some of the other stuff. Like the face beam may not have been able to bring Ultron all the way into you because of where I would have been placing the bots. But
although at the same time, it wasn't Electro that killed Ultron. It was the
not at
hand
all.
ninjas,
Yeah, that's
right?
true. That is true.
And that's the thing. And the goons coming back. I would have had you within range 3 to
Yeah.
get my Mystic Throwing Daggers off, or Blades off, which would have like given me the place in the Impale anyway, I think.
Yep.
But it could have been a very different story, because because as soon as Ultron blows up, those grunts are removed from the table, and then boom, that's just 2 damage.
Yep.
Which, I mean, kills the hand ninjas.
Yep.
It does 2 damage onto Wong.
It's just the one, right?
Oh, sorry, just 1. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the hand ninjas do get to remain
Yeah.
standing. But still, it creates a bit of a different board state over here, and all of a sudden, MODOK is looking over here going, it's like, okay, well, maybe a Doomsday Chair or 2.
Yeah.
Like, clears
Yeah.
up that side of the board.
Well, and I was always seeing Wong as a liability for you over here because I'm like, oh, well, I'll be able to Whirling Blades definitely on that side. This is gonna be great. No. That's not necessary.
Yeah, no. So it was a very interesting game. I didn't really get to take a large advantage of my leadership.
No.
Whereas on the other hand, you took massive advantage of yours.
It was very good when it was good, but it definitely felt like every time I made 2 attacks in a turn, I was being punished.
Yeah, and that's always the trick with like the once per turn things. I gotta say, getting that stun off on Ultron, Psylocke did not do a lot this game, but
No.
getting that stun off was
Stun
kind of
was huge. Actually, it was funny because like I was like, oh man, yes, finally Ultron's gonna flip over, and I was like, oh shoot, Ultron flipped over. Oh no. Now I didn't choose to take
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, and that was specifically so I could take advantage of his control elements and constantly spend all his power every turn.
Which you were doing quite a bit of.
And I also got to use Extinction Protocols this game, which I wouldn't have used if I was playing Age of Ultron. Now, I don't know if that would have dramatically changed the thing, but yeah.
I mean, Age of Ultron would have, putting a healthy Ultron back on the board
yeah.
would have been demoralizing beyond belief.
Yeah.
And I think it might have actually been a game winner for you.
That's fair.
On that one. But you were spending a lot of power on Ultron, and having him stunned did really kind of keep things under control. So
Yeah.
I might have mitigated that a little bit regardless.
Yeah.
Even getting Human Torch stunned.
Yep.
Right?
Well, although
things down.
Human Torch didn't really spend any power until the very end of the game when he didn't do anything.
Human Torch is still just kind of he's still a little disappointing, I think.
I love the idea of him. I just think his kit's a little lacking. So
yeah, he needs something, and like he needs a little bit more range. If even his basic attack was a range 4.
Yeah, it's a beam, so I understand why they didn't do it. But yeah,
Pyro has a range 4 beam, doesn't he?
No, I think his beam is range 3.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway.
Either way, just a little bit more range on Human Torch would be really nice. I think.
I kind of feel like he should have something else going on in his kit just so he can be a little bit different than the worst version of Pyro. So
maybe. I mean, the hit run is really nice. Maybe even his spender being a little bit.
That's true. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm playing around with Human Torch in a shield roster right now, but it's just he's tricky.
Yes,
he's really tricky.
I think he's got probably a very specific niche somewhere, but maybe this list wasn't it.
This list maybe wasn't it. Yeah, I think if you had slotted Pyro in for Human Torch,
I had Arnim Zola as another one. He was another support piece that was gonna do some more things, but again, he was a little weaker to the physical side of things, and I already had that with.
And I did have a whole lot of physical. So, but it's either way, very interesting game as usual. I always love throwing dice with you, and weird reversal of fortune there.
And you stole all the pajamas and get away with it.
I stole all my pajamas and got away with it, and Deadpool is now just walking away with all the pajamas. He's got a sack over his shoulder. That's how this game ends. So 16-10 for the Defenders in a surprising comeback there. Leave your comments below, get involved in the conversation, and of course, support the channel on patreon.com, Aegis Brand Studios. We will see you next time. Happy wargaming.